We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Thursday, April 27th. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. You can catch Newsbreak each weekday at 7 a.m. Watch it at djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal's mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. We're going to take a quick look at news, sports, and weather for Northeast Mississippi, and we will start with the Weather Underground forecast for today. Clear skies, a high of 75 degrees, a low of 56, just a 10% chance of rain. The 3-day outlook, looking at the weekend, Friday, clear skies, high of 86, a low of 70, 20% chance of rain. Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 88, low of 72, and then Sunday we do have a very strong chance of thunderstorms, high of 80, low of 53, and the chance of rain is 90%. Let's take a look now at some of the top stories from the Daily Journal and djournal.com on this Thursday. Tupelo Mayor Jason Shelton has easily raised and spent more money than any other election candidate in the city. All candidates in municipal races were required this week by state law to report on the financial activities of their campaigns since January the 1st. According to reports, Shelton's campaign has raised more than $34,000 since the year began and has spent more than $54,000 on campaign expenses. Shelton already had money sitting in his campaign before the year began, so he still has $40,000 in cash on hand. Shelton's primary opponent, Candace Knowles, reported about $1,300 in donations and about $1,000 in campaign spending. The campaign reports were due on Tuesday. Ward 4 Democratic candidate Gregory Humphrey missed that deadline. His mandatory finance report remained absent as of Wednesday afternoon. For more details on the latest campaign finance reports, see today's Daily Journal or visit djournal.com. As state testing nears, administrators at 2 at-risk Lee County schools are hopeful that efforts to boost student performance on the assessment will translate to C ratings or higher. Shannon Middle School and Plantersville Middle School were designated at risk by the Mississippi Department of Education earlier this year after receiving F ratings in 2016. Both schools have been in the school improvement process with the State Department in an effort to raise those ratings. As part of that process, the principals at each school must submit data to the MDE and the Lee County School Board each month, among other requirements. The most recent updates were submitted Tuesday. Shannon Principal Barry Woods and Plantersville Principal Rodney Spears both said in March that they were optimistic about students performing well on this year's test, and Woods estimated Shannon would be rated C for 2017. Those claims were made based on data from assessments taken by students throughout the school year. Lee County Schools Superintendent Jimmy Weeks said that predictive test data is generally accurate. The ratings are usually released by the MDE in the fall. A special session of the state legislature starts June 5th, and the Senate's minority leader hopes a bond bill will be considered. Bill Stone of Holly Springs said he is hoping Republican Governor Phil Bryant allows the legislature to consider some type of bond bill that would, among other things, help fund road and bridge needs in the state. The main reason for the session being called is to take up the 3 budget bills that died during the 2017 regular session, which ended in late March. 2 of those budget bills will fund the Department of Transportation and the State Aid Road Program. A bond bill for infrastructure needs died during the regular session because of a dispute between House and Senate leaders over the size of the package. Bryant has yet to set the agenda for the special session. Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves, a Republican, said through a spokesperson that he hopes the special session deals only with the 3 budget bills. The other budget bill on the table is for the office of the Attorney General. And in sports, the Tupelo baseball team opens play in the Class 6A playoffs today. The Golden Wave will host Warren Central at 7 p.m. in Game 1 of a best-of-3 series. The Division II 6A champs haven't played in more than a week due to having earned a first-round bye. Game 2 is scheduled for Friday in Vicksburg. Game 3, if necessary, will be back in Tupelo probably on Monday. Tupelo has a record of 18-9 and meets a Warren Central team that is 17-13 after sweeping Callaway in the first round. The visiting Vikings are led by shortstop Yantrell Reed, who's hitting .385 and is also a factor on the mound. Tupelo has a deep pitching staff led by Jackson Bridges and Charlie Greer, and at the plate, Josh Smith is batting .390, while Bryant Siddell checks in at .384. That does it for Newsbreak on this Thursday. We do want to remind you to check out a couple of the podcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal. We've got The Memo, all things Northeast Mississippi news and entertainment with myself and W. Derek Russell every Wednesday and Friday. You can find new episodes in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at memo.djournal.com. On Wednesday's episode, we spoke with Dennis Sid about Chick-fil-A reopening next week in Tupelo. Also, education reporter Emma Kent came on to talk about the STEM initiative in the Tupelo Public School District, and photographer Adam Robinson talked with us about his In Focus photo essay this week. We've also got double coverage, an Ole Miss and Mississippi State sports podcast with Parrish Alford and Logan Lowry. New episodes normally released every Thursday. Find it in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at doublecoverage.djournal.com. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your daily journal or at djournal.com. We're on Twitter at djournalnow. Like our Facebook page as well. And that does it for Newsbreak on this Thursday. I'm Brad Locke, and we'll see you next time.